Long before the Hive awakened, the progenitors made a choice that may have shaped the course of life beneath Eden. They were the first known civilization to reach the object now called the Orb of Life. Whether they created it or discovered it already waiting beneath the world remains unknown. What is known is what they did next. The progenitors carried its influence far beyond the place where it rested. Through their cities and temples, they built aqueducts that drew water into caverns untouched for ages. Wherever that water reached, evolution no longer moved at its natural pace. Processes that should have required hundreds of millions of years unfolded in only a fraction of that time. But the orb did not remake all life in a single image. It accelerated each organism along a path shaped by what it already was and the world around it. Across generations, life touched by the same influence diverged into forms that bore almost no resemblance to one another. Some lineages continued changing. Others developed into forms that could not endure and disappeared. The underworld became a patchwork of evolutionary histories that should never have unfolded so quickly. Perhaps this was the progenitors' greatest achievement. Perhaps they believed they had learned to guide life itself. But spreading its influence was only the beginning of their work. Certain tones could make it respond. The progenitors preserved these sequences within some of their most important structures. To later civilizations, they might sound like music. To the progenitors, they may have been commands, rites, or something for which no surviving language has a name. They learned how to make the orb answer. Nothing proves they understood why it answered. Their temple walls preserve an even stranger record. They are covered with unfamiliar forms of life. Some resemble creatures still found beneath Eden. Others appear to belong to branches that vanished long ago, and among them are shapes disturbingly similar to the creatures of the Hive. The resemblance is not exact, it is simply too close to ignore. What were the progenitors recording? Life they had already encountered? Patterns that repeatedly emerged wherever the orb's influence reached? Or possibilities they believed the changing world might one day produce? The murals may have celebrated what they had begun. They may have been attempts to understand it, or they may be the surviving traces of a civilization whose wonder had begun to turn into fear. Nothing confirms which is true. There are no surviving words explaining why the progenitors spread the orb's influence, what they hoped would emerge, or whether they came to regret it. Only the aqueducts, the tones, the creatures carved into stone. Then the record ends. The progenitors disappeared, while the waters continued to flow through the world they had changed. Much later, the Hive awakened within one of their ruined cities. Like the other life beneath Eden, it may be connected to the influence carried through those ancient waters. But the Hive is different. Other creatures were shaped by the orb. The Hive learned to shape itself. Had the progenitors witnessed something similar before? Is that why related forms appear throughout their temples? Perhaps the murals record earlier organisms moving toward the same possibility. Perhaps they were warnings of a pattern the progenitors had begun to recognize. Or perhaps the resemblance is only another question the progenitors left unanswered when they disappeared. Now the Hive has begun searching for the orb itself. The progenitors may have given Eden new life. They may also have unleashed something they could never truly understand. What happens when a species capable of directing its own evolution reaches the force that reshaped an entire world?